We are going to be ranking the Detroit Lions games for 2019. Pretty excited to do this video because we've had the Detroit Lions schedule for a while now, but I decided to really rank the games that the Detroit Lions would play. Now, some people rank the opponents, and that makes sense. You could rank like the Bears here, the Packers here. I didn't really want to do that. I want to take every single game the Detroit Lions will play in 2019, at least through the regular season. Hopefully there's a postseason. But then I wanted to rank those games. So if they're home or away, that definitely matters. If it's an away game, it definitely matters. It matters what time of year it is, okay? If they have rookies, whatever. We're going to be ranking every single game the Detroit Lions will play in 2019 during the regular season, all 16 of them. Let's get into it. We're going to start from the bottom and work our way up. Coming in at number 16, the easiest, I guess you could say, matchup for the Detroit Lions. Even though in the NFL there's really no easy matchups and there are absolutely no guarantees. The Detroit Lions playing at home versus the New York Giants in Week 8. So right during the middle of the season, the Detroit Lions should have their feet under them. The only thing that could really mess us up is injuries. Knock on wood, that is not the problem. But the Detroit Lions will also be at home, and the Giants have just struggled, okay? I'm not really sure what the Giants are doing. I don't think the Giants know what they're doing. I don't think they know who their quarterback is. So I think this is a game we should definitely take, especially if it's like Eli Manning or something. I think Matt Patricia should find a way to shut down. The only problem would be if it's a young quarterback out there that we haven't seen a lot of film on. Like if Eli Manning starts here and they put a young quarterback out for the Detroit Lions game, that could be a problem because we haven't seen him yet. Other than that, though, we should definitely be beating the Giants at Week 8 during the season. Now, coming in at number 15, working our way up the list, we have another home game, and this is versus the Buccaneers Week 15. So later in the season, I know some people maybe think this is like a trap game, but I don't think it is. Especially if the Detroit Lions are in a situation to make the playoffs. Yes, they are known to lose these type of games, but I feel like under Matt Patricia, if they can make the playoffs and they need these wins, I feel like now, later in the year, the Detroit Lions will find a way to get it done. Home versus the Buccaneers should be kind of an easy one, honestly. I don't believe in the Buccaneers at all. The Buccaneers have Jameis Winston. I don't believe that Jameis Winston can go beat the Detroit Lions. I think this may be like a low-scoring, kind of an ugly game, but the Detroit Lions should definitely pull this one out. Now, going to Week 14, the Detroit Lions at the Raiders. And this one's just a little bit harder because the Raiders, and secondly, they're just kind of random. Like, the Raiders are a really weird team. They have a lot of weird pieces. They have John Gruden. They're going to be on Hard Knocks. There's just a lot of weird things going on the Raiders, so I'm not sure what to expect coming into this game. And it's also a away game, but it's Week 9 during the middle of the season. I think the Detroit Lions could also get this one done. These are games that the Detroit Lions should definitely win. They're kind of a mess. They probably will be a mess. There should be a lot of drama going on there, so I think we could definitely take down the Raiders. Next up, coming in at number 13 is another away game, and this is versus the Redskins. So the Redskins coming in at Week 12. They're so low on this list because the Redskins didn't really have a great offseason, at least in most people's minds. They didn't really improve as a team. They're not a great team. They also had to try to find a quarterback. So Dwayne Haskins will most likely be playing against the Detroit Lions. That would be the one thing that we'd have to worry about. But by the time it's Week 9, I would think we have some film on him that would be okay. And Dwayne Haskins isn't like a running type of quarterback. He's not going to give you some crazy problems. He's a solid pocket passer, so I don't think there's anything that's like crazy that Matt Patricia has to look out for. So I think they definitely could take down the Redskins, even though it is an away game. Now, coming in at number 12, we have our first divisional opponent, and this is the Minnesota Vikings at home. We definitely should beat the Minnesota Vikings. Now, some people want to say the Vikings are the worst team in the division going into 2019. These are mostly Lions fans. Some people want to say they're great. I think a lot of people don't really like the Minnesota Vikings or think they're that good. I think they're going to be a solid team in 2019. I just feel like on Week 7, middle of the year, Detroit Lions being at home, this might be like a pivotal game to maybe go over 500 or below 500 because of how hard the schedule starts. Like the first 4 weeks are tough. So this could be a pivotal game. I think the Detroit Lions will have to get this one, and they'll find a way to get it done. Now, coming in at number 11, we have another opponent, and this one could be moved up, okay? This is a divisional opponent that definitely could be moved up, and I think, throughout the year, we'll definitely know, but this could be moved up to, like, number 1. Let's be honest here. This could be moved up to number 1. That is home versus the Packers on Week 17. This one could be moved up to number 1 because in the past, the Detroit Lions and Packers have played for division titles and stuff like that. Usually the Packers always come out on top. Let's just say it like that. So this could be one of those games in Week 17 that the Detroit Lions are trying to win the division. That's why this one could be moved up all the way to number 1. But again, I'm not really worried about the Packers. That's why they start at number 11. We'll have to wait and see what the season holds. Now, coming in at number 10, we have a home game versus the Dallas Cowboys. The Dallas Cowboys seem to be a really solid team on paper. I'm not really scared of Dak Prescott. It's mainly that running game, but defensively, I think we're a really good team. I think we should definitely slow them down. It's all about playing a time possession type of game here. The Cowboys and the Detroit Lions really do that. They don't score a lot of points. So this could be a low-scoring, ugly type of battle, kind of like last year, but we really should have won last year if it wasn't for like a crazy, wacky catch by Elliott, who Jared Davis was guarding, which really wasn't a fair matchup. Hopefully it doesn't end like like that this year, I think we can definitely take down the Cowboys, and they come in at number 10. Now getting into the single digits, coming in at number 9, we have an away game, week 1, the season opener versus the Arizona Cardinals. Why are the Cardinals so high? The Cardinals aren't a good team, right? Well, there's 2 reasons. One reason is rookie quarterback, and we will have nothing on him throughout the NFL. We have no idea what he's going to bring to the table. Also, secondly, it's a home opener. Like, so many things can go wrong. You're trying to figure out everything. You really don't know what to expect. We have a new offense coordinator. Things can go wrong here. Being a home opener, anything can happen. This is where you see a lot of upsets early in the season. So I would not be surprised if this is a really hard one. Every game, week 1, is hard for every team to win. There are definitely no guarantees week 1. That's why they come in at number 9, and it's an away game. Now, coming in at number 8, into the top half of our list here, we have at home versus the Chicago Bears. Chicago Bears are going to be very high on this list because they're just a really good team, but this one's at home. That's why they come in at number 8. This is week 13. So the Detroit Lions, again, this could be a pivotal type of playoff type of game, depending, and the Bears will probably be a really good team. So this is going to be tough. Again, this is one that could definitely move up the list, depending on if the Detroit Lions and Bears are fighting for the division, because if they are, this one will definitely move up because it'll be a huge game head-to-head. Now, coming in at number 7, I have at Broncos week 16. You may be like, why is this so high? I just feel like winning at Denver is tough. I don't know why. I just feel like it's tough to win at Denver. No matter who their quarterback is, no matter what their team looks like, winning at Denver late in the season, it just seems like a hard game to win. I think it's going to be tough for the Detroit Lions on the road late in the season versus the Broncos. It could be a very important game, but this is kind of like a trap game, I guess you could say, for the Detroit Lions in week 16. This will be the game prior to the Detroit Lions playing the Green Bay Packers in week 17. So this could be a game they may look over a little bit, hopefully not. Now, coming in at number 6, we have at Minnesota Vikings. This game can be tough, okay? This game can usually be tough. This is a little bit later in the season, coming in at week 14 at Minnesota, but I don't feel too worried about being in Minnesota because there's no like weather factors here. It's an indoor stadium. Now, sometimes they can open the roof, but it's usually good weather there, so the Detroit Lions are fine. They don't really have to worry about anything. So with that being said, if this was like outside, it was snowing, I would definitely change this on the list, but they come in at number 6, coming in at week 14. Now into the top 5, here are the tough ones. Coming in at number 5, we have at Philadelphia on week 3. So it's an early game, so you never know what's going to happen. Philadelphia is a really tough team. They're not the same Super Bowl team they used to be, but this team is tough. Carson Wentz, if he's healthy, is going to score probably at least 24 points, I would say. So the Detroit Lions are going to have to be able to score. It's on the road, so it's not going to be easy to score in Philadelphia because they usually have a solid defense. This one's just going to be tough. Overall, this is going to be a hard game for the Detroit Lions to win, especially coming off of a lot of tough games. They're going to have to try to keep their head on straight because this is going to be a hard one to win at Philadelphia week 3. We'll see what happens here, but they come in at number 5. Now into the top 4, we have at Green Bay week 6, and this is the Detroit Lions' only primetime game. Are you kidding me? The Browns got like 5 primetime games. We have 1. That's ridiculous. Anyways, no one likes the Detroit Lions, I understand. But this is a Monday night game, our only Monday night game of the year at Green Bay. This is going to be tough because, 1, it's Monday night, which is awesome. I love Monday night games. Like, I kind of wish they were always Monday night because they're just so cool. But anyways, at Green Bay, like, this is just not going to be easy. It's never easy to play your divisional opponents, but it's also on the road versus Green Bay, and there's a huge streak. Now, the Detroit Lions have won the last 4, which is awesome. But we're going to have to wait and see what happens here. The Packers are a completely new team. Don't really know what to expect from the Packers. All we know is the simple things. They have a new coach, and they have Aaron Rodgers. That's all we really have to know, and then we know it's going to be a tough game. So we'll see what happens. I do think the Detroit Lions can smack the Packers, though. Now, coming into the top 3, these are exciting. Kind of, but they're really hard games. They're not super exciting. Coming down to 3, we have a home game versus the Chargers. The Chargers are one of the best teams in the NFL on paper. Like, they have literally everything. Good defense, good offense, good special teams. They have everything that's good. Now, in the playoffs, they're a little shaky, but in the regular season, week 2, it's going to be tough to beat this team. This team will probably be on a roll already. They'll probably be scoring. That might be our hope, is that, okay, it's early in the season. You know, they may be a little shaky. Phillip Rivers might be a little shaky. We'll have to wait and see what happens. But overall, they're a great team. They come in at number 3. Now, coming in at number 2 is home again versus the Kansas City Chiefs. This is week 4 again. It's an earlier game, but it's not super early. That's what makes it tough. It's not like week 1. It's also the Chiefs, who were in the AFC Championship, that scored tons of points. Now, I do believe that this is a team that we can definitely upset. There's one team that is really good on the schedule that we can upset. It is the Kansas City Chiefs, because I think if we slow down this offense, which we can with a great defense, hopefully, you know, it's clicking. I think Matt Patricia may come out there with a great game plan like he did versus the Rams. All our offense has to do is really put up like 20 points, and we can beat the Chiefs. I could see that happening. That would be awesome. And now, finally, coming in at number 1 position is at the Chicago Bears week 10. This is going to be hard. It's just simply going to be hard. It's probably going to be ugly weather. It's probably going to be a big game if the Detroit Lions are in the playoff conversation. This could be like trying to break 500 at this point in the season. This is not going to be easy at Chicago. I don't expect this to be easy at all. Chicago Bears have a great defense. I think you say the loss of pieces, it's still going to be tough. It's a divisional opponent. It's away. The weather's trash. The Detroit Lions don't seem to love weather, but they could be better against the weather this year because they can actually run the ball, it seems like. So that's going to definitely be a bonus. In the past, when it was super cold, they really had to still throw the ball, and that was kind of a problem. But who knows? Maybe here at Chicago they can pull out the upset. But I think this is the toughest game of the year coming in at Week 10. And those are all the Detroit Lions games ranked. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. These are just kind of how they fall right now for me. They can definitely change. Like I said, the home Packers game could change on Week 17 dramatically. That could be bumped up to like number 1. There's multiple ones on here that could be changed. That's just my thoughts right now. Thank you, Fred, for watching, and I'm out.